Bem-vindos ao nosso espaço, um mergulho profundo nos assuntos mais interessantes de esportes, ciências e temas gerais do momento. Aqui você vai encontrar conteúdo de qualidade, com análises empolgantes e descobertas fascinantes que vão expandir seus horizontes. Nossa missão é trazer informação relevante de forma dinâmica e descontraída. Queremos que você faça parte dessa jornada incrível de conhecimento e diversão. Se gostar do nosso conteúdo, não esqueça de deixar seu like e se inscrever no canal para não perder nenhuma novidade. Ative o sininho também. Aproveite!
If you love science, don't forget to like and subscribe. When you lift a cup of coffee, blink your eyes, or feel your heartbeat, you probably visualize your muscles as a series of smooth, mechanical pistons or cables pulling in perfect sync. However, if we zoom in, past the muscle tissue, past the individual fibers, and down to the scale of single molecules, the world looks nothing like a clean engine room. Instead, it looks like a violent, chaotic storm of random collisions. This is the realm of the Brownian engine, a masterpiece of biological engineering that doesn't just survive nanoscale chaos, but actually uses it as fuel. This is the story of how your body turns random thermal noise into directed, powerful movement. To understand how you move, we first have to understand a phenomenon called Brownian motion. Discovered in 1827 by the botanist Robert Brown, it describes the erratic, zigzagging motion of small particles suspended in a fluid. For a long time, this jittery dance was a mystery until Albert Einstein used it to prove the existence of atoms. Imagine being in a crowded room where every person is invisible and moving at hundreds of miles per hour, constantly slamming into you from every possible direction. At the nanoscale, water molecules are those invisible moshers. For a protein like myosin, the environment is a relentless, high-speed bombardment. In the macroscopic world of human engineering, the world of cars and planes, we try to eliminate vibration and noise. We want order. We use lubricants to reduce friction in heavy frames to dampen shaking. But your muscles have evolved a completely different strategy. They operate on a principle known as the Brownian Ratchet. They don't fight the chaos, they harvest it. Think of a physical ratchet, the kind you might find in a socket wrench or a zip tie. It is a simple mechanism that allows motion in one direction while blocking it in the other. In your muscle cells, the motor is a protein molecule called myosin, and the track it walks on is a filament called actin. For decades, the simplified textbook version of muscle contraction described myosin like a tiny mechanical lever that simply pushes forward using chemical energy. But the reality is far more counterintuitive and elegant. Because of the surrounding heat energy, the head of a myosin molecule is constantly shaking and vibrating with immense speed. It is constantly being kicked backward and forward by the surrounding water molecules. On its own, this jitter would lead nowhere. The protein would just dance in place. This is where ATP, or adenosine triphosphate, enters the scene. While we often call ATP the fuel of the cell, in the context of a Brownian engine, it acts more like a sophisticated lock and key for a gate. When a myosin molecule binds to ATP, it undergoes a structural change that causes it to release its grip on the actin track. Now, it is free to be tossed around by the thermal storm of Brownian motion. It jitters forward and it jitters backward randomly. However, the internal geometry of the protein is precisely designed so that it is much more likely to find and grab the next binding site on the actin track when it has been pushed forward by the chaos than when it has been pushed backward. By binding to the track at just the right millisecond, the myosin rectifies the random noise. It allows the thermal storm to push it forward, and then it locks into place so that the next collision can't push it back. This represents a profound shift in how we think about energy. Your muscles aren't just burning fuel to create a mechanical force from scratch. Instead, they are using the chemical energy of ATP to filter the kinetic energy that is already present in the environment. The heat of your body, the very thing we usually think of as a byproduct or wasted energy, is actually the vibrating power source that the Brownian Ratchet taps into. The efficiency of these molecular motors is staggering. While a state-of-the-art internal combustion engine might convert 20 to 30% of its fuel's energy into useful motion, some molecular motors, like the F1 ATPase, can approach nearly 100% efficiency. They are, quite literally, the most efficient machines in the known universe. But why does this matter beyond the walls of a biology lab? The Brownian engine is the holy grail for the future of nanotechnology. If we want to build microscopic robots that can travel through the human bloodstream to perform surgery at the cellular level or deliver targeted medicine to a tumor, we cannot use traditional gears. At that scale, the viscosity of water feels like thick molasses, and the violence of thermal noise would snap a rigid metal arm. We must learn to build like nature does, by designing structures that turn random environmental noise into a useful signal. Researchers are currently developing synthetic molecular ratchets that mimic this biological secret. By creating surfaces with asymmetric, sawtooth, energy profiles, they can force tiny particles to move in a specific direction using nothing but temperature fluctuations. We are finally learning to turn chaos into work. The next time you reach out to grab something, take a moment to appreciate the quadrillion tiny dances happening inside your arms. You are a living testament to the fact that life doesn't just exist despite the laws of physics, it masters them. You are the conductor of a nanoscale orchestra, turning the random noise of the universe into the music of motion. For more incredible facts like this, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications.